In this week's video we have our water maker in bits. We'll push that in, and then this block I'll set aside. We get duped or scammed by a Greek internet chandler when we order this, and they send us this. They then refuse to sell us the right parts even though it's their error. We find a brilliant Greek restaurant who go above and beyond just serving food. And of course, we launch the drone and show you round the harbour, so you know where everything is. This week we're still in Kalymnos waiting for a delivery. Kalymnos is in the Aegean Sea. It's one of hundreds of Greek islands. It's actually a really nice harbour. It only suffers from a little swell from the local ferries, pirate boats and super yachts. Our first night in harbour we find a taverna that's that good. We go back for more. What are you having to eat?
Pork ribs.
Pork ribs.
2 nights running.
They're like a pork chop, aren't they? What we'd call a chop, but they're not spare ribs, but they were gorgeous. We haven't had pork for so long. Well, look at our view. Look, we're looking out across the bay. There's Impavidus, just there. And now the day's activities with the with all the ferries and what have you are over. It's calmed down. It is a bit bouncy here during the day, but in the evening it calms down. The sea's flat. There's a dog barking in the background. There we go. It's not kiss me quick, is it? There's no jet boats and that. It's very...
Well, it is a working port.
It's a working port, yeah. It's very Greek.
Very Greek. I love it here.
Yeah, I really like it here.
It's a very relaxed atmosphere. Everybody's friendly.
Yeah. Well, we haven't come far.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you, buy us a beer, people. I'm just going to pour mine now, actually. I should use 2 hands, really. But there you go. Yeah. Thank you, people. You know who you are. We're going to enjoy that, aren't we?
We are.
Cheers. So we just met some people from Australia who are Greek Australians, and they're back here for their umpteenth time. They've come all the way from Australia to have a meal. Now, look at that. We couldn't leave without having
way too much food.
We've topped the beer up, so that's it. Now that's a little starter, and it's a stuffed courgette flower, and it's gorgeous. Anyway, we're gonna eat now. How was that?
Lovely.
Just can't eat it all, can you? It's the Feast of St Mary tomorrow, So it is dark now. I don't know what the camera is showing light wise. You should be able to see some of the boats are lit up and some aren't. Tell a good restaurant, it's always packed out, isn't it? And it is every evening here, always packed out. Right, I suppose you ought to get the bill. The following morning, both Eternity and TZ made their way out of port. We might not see TZ again, they're going in a different direction, but you never know when your paths may cross again. So we've just been in to the Coast Guard station, which is here. Looks like it's been attacked by seagulls, all the windows. But yeah, stamped out. It only took 5 minutes, but again, they wanted to see every single piece of paper before we left, which is, you know, crazy use of manpower, but there we go. Nice big anchor here, and that's the bay. So we are right over the other side of the bay there somewhere, and we've got to walk round. It's quite busy this morning. Right, we're going to have a wander through the shops now, stock up some bits and bobs. I bet that vibrated a little bit. It's a bit of an ouch, isn't it? So we're just wandering back round to the boat. Actually not going to leave until tomorrow morning. A lovely house up on the hill there. Quite a lot of statues around. You can see there's one there. Some of them are quite outstanding. Well, on this map we've marked up Stuka's Taverna and the Coast Guard office, so you know where to find it. But here's a better look of what's going on.
I heard a ringing bell this morning, and it woke me from a dream. And in that dream I heard a warning, saying leave the rest, take only what you need. So keep on singing listen, 'cause you can't make it on your own. Time goes slowly, the world gets lonely when you got no one on your side. You gotta love one another, sister and brother.
Our favourite restaurant is Stuka's Taverna, and we have been here. Well, we've treated ourselves a little bit. We had a little windfall on premium bonds, only a little windfall, and we've been here a couple of times and had some nights out, so we don't have to cook. Sorry, Cindy doesn't have to cook on the boat at night, making the boat even hotter. So Stuka's Taverna, and we've awarded them an Impavidus sticker because we thought it was so good. I have to have a blood test now it's every 3 months. It used to be every month. Before that it was every week. And this lady organised everything for us to go up and have a blood test. Blood test was with me, the results within 2 hours by email, and everything was okay. Results within 2 hours, and she organised that, Maria. And then our water maker's been playing up. I've got a bit of video coming up for you about how we repaired it, but she said no problem, get the parts sent here when when they arrive. We'll let you know. And the parts duly arrived 2 days later, all the way from Athens, and it really is fantastic food and reasonably priced, very reasonably priced. It's the bin man, but yeah, brilliant Taverna. So don't forget, Stuka's restaurant, bar, Taverna, great service, lovely people who we are indebted to for letting us use their address. They've even got free Wi-Fi, how about that?
Well, there we are. That's the water maker in 1,000,001 pieces, maybe 1,000,002. We think we have found the issue, and it's these O-rings here. They're not actually O-rings, they are a hard silicone seal, and the same here. These parts have now been replaced with a different material which is black. Presumably it doesn't break into 1,000,000 pieces. These valves, I've taken them apart. They have a replacement spring in them. A lot of the parts need cleaning up, as you can see there. We'll get those cleaned. Annular rings don't look too bad. They are smooth on the inside. We've had to do a repair on one of them, I'll be absolutely honest, because...
So why did I have to do a repair? Well, it's like this. I ordered the parts from Nautilus online. Now, this place has shops in quite a few ports, but they also have an online service, and they are a Spectra dealer, which is who makes our water maker. We had to strip the water maker down to find out what was wrong with it. When we found out what was wrong with it, we were then able to order the parts. And these are the parts we ordered. The offshore kit, €186. We were careful to make sure that in the description it contained all the parts that we needed. Great. Just to make sure, I rang their technical department and had a discussion with them. They confirmed that the parts were in stock and they'd be with us within 2 to 3 working days. This is what they sent us. Obviously, that's not what we paid for. This is the kit that they should have sent us, and everything marked with a red circle is what was missing from what they sent us. I immediately contacted them by email and sent them all the photos of what we'd got and what we'd ordered. Their response was they would have to get in touch with Spectra. Meanwhile, we had to get the water maker rebuilt, so I started using the parts I'd got, in good faith, expecting that they'd merely send me the missing parts within a couple of days. After all, I couldn't let the water maker membrane dry out. That was on the morning of the 11th of August. They didn't respond until the 17th of August, at which point they admitted they'd made a mistake and it was the wrong picture and the wrong description on their website. And apparently that was my fault. So let's look at it from a different angle. If you went to buy a car on the internet and it said it was a Range Rover and it was £30,000, you'd expect to buy a Range Rover. And if when you turned up, having paid your money, it was a Mini and only worth about £150, you'd be a bit upset, which is what I am. I'm not just a bit upset, I'm really upset. The value of the O-rings, should I have bought them on the open market, and that's all basically I had in what they supplied, would have cost me about £25 or £30. Anyway, here's a list of the things that happened and when they happened, just for balance, so that nobody can say I didn't try. When I told them I was going to let you know what had happened to me and how it had happened, they said that I was threatening them. So I've written to Spectra in the US and I've asked them to review this. I'm hoping that Spectra has better customer services than Nautilus Online in Greece. I'll keep you posted should I get any response, but I rather doubt I will. Unless something dramatically changes, Nautilus won't be getting our recommendation or one of our stickers. There's a tiny hairline crack, you can't even see it now. Got my mucky fingers on it, but there was a tiny hairline crack. I opened that crack up with a small wedge and I put a good quality super glue in there and then released it, and now it's bonded so tight I can't actually find the hole. Now there it is, tiny little, if you can see it, but can't get in there, can't open that up now. It's bonded really well. I'm hoping that will do the trick, but we need to put it back together because with the water maker you mustn't let the membrane dry out. Now we've got some water in the membrane, but it's been sitting there 4 days. Part numbers here, look, and as I fit each O-ring I'm going to highlight it on this. That will do two things. One, I'll know what I've replaced and what I haven't, or why I haven't. And secondly, the next bloke that comes along will be able to look at that and say, oh yeah, that part was replaced in 2023. Like a little maintenance schedule. So got the old towel out that we do all this kind of thing on, and I'm going to start cleaning things up. Start with these bolts, they need a wire brushing. There we go, first lot finished, looking much better. That's the next one's done. I'm ready to go. All cleaned up. In the diameter 1.237. So 1.237. Yeah, the other one, yeah. So they are the right ones. I've got 4 of those that have got to go inside this block, so they need to be lubricated and put inside this block here. I'm not going to show you how to do all this because this is probably 3 or 4 hours work. The kit did come with this. Why you're noisy, shouty. Did come with this, which has got all the measurements, etc, and all the sizes, and you presumably just match that up, which is great, but it's all in bloody Imperial. We stopped using Imperial 30 years ago, but there you go. I'm sure there's somebody in the world that still uses Imperial. So they're still shouting outside. 10 minutes ago a gullet came in, and obviously you need to tie it up with your tongue. I shouldn't be so grouchy, should I? Why does everybody have to shout? It achieves nothing. Okay, so these rings have got to go inside here. There's 4 of them. Then there's 2 annular rings which have to press in. That's these ones here. I'm going to get on with it
and I've got these 3 O-rings to change and 3 on the other side, so I'm going to do those now. The next thing is that this piston rod will go in. I've cleaned this up, there is no damage, it's in good condition. So this is the piston that goes in between these annular rings. Those annular rings are sealed with those 4 hard O-rings, which aren't nitrite. I don't know what they are. They feel like hard silicone, but they go inside that block. Once that's done, I'll set the block aside and start on the next bit, which is a bit more complicated. I'll do that off camera. You don't want to sit and watch me putting O-rings in, or maybe you do. I thought I'd give you a couple of top tips. One of the top tips is, if you're doing this, get yourself a dental pick, unless you have got a proper O-ring extraction tool. Get yourself an old towel that you can wipe rusty things on, and get yourself one of these little tiny torches. This one actually will focus a beam right down really close, and then you can look inside and make sure that everything is exactly as it should be. I've just put one of those annular rings in there. The important thing here is to make sure that that's pushed in home and that everything's clean in there. Alright, that's one side. I'll do the other side now. That's that centre block done. Annular rings, 4 O-rings. So let's just mark those off. That's those ones there. That's that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. There's an O-ring there, small round, I believe that's a red one, and that's SOHP RV. SOHP RV. I've seen that one around. It's tiny, so I'm just going to take that out the block, and then I'll replace these 3 here as well. And by the magic of TV, the base is now back together. It's a bit of a job. Luckily Cindy had just got back from the shops and was able to give me a hand to put these ends on. You need like 6 hands. But anyway, it's done now. Appears all to have gone well. The next bit is these top ones. I have cleaned this out once, but it doesn't hurt to do it again. I could play the panpipes. So these I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 the same size, and 3 that are different before the top goes on. Size is so that's changed 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, just the feet to go on now then, and then we can try it out, see if we get a wet lazarette or RO water. So there we are, finally leaving Kalymnos. Big blue Beneteau by the side of us has left most of his blueness on our fenders, so that's a job for on passage. We're going to get out into open water and we're going to run the water maker. First we've got to get rid of all the old water that was in the aft tank. The forward tank has got RO water in it, reverse osmosis. The aft tank has got local water in, which is not potable, and it's actually 14,000 parts per million of contaminants, whereas our RO water is somewhere between 150, 170, up as high as 225. We've got to empty all our water out. First we're going to wash the dinghy down, get all the muck. Oh, there we go. Must be church time. Oh no, they're ringing the bells. Probably celebrating we're leaving. Yep, that's it. Away we go. So where are we going next, I wonder?